Hello everyone, welcome to the Gaming by Geeks live stream. My name is Adam, thank you very much for joining me. I will say before I get started, if you're watching, please, if you enjoy these sessions, please give me a follow, it would be very much appreciated. And that way you'll get a little notification when I go live. Also I go live most mornings, 9 till 1 UK time. And I've literally just turned the game on, and within seconds I've had two people, these two, spawn in. So I've got something to do immediately. Immediately here with two very annoying people to kill. Emily the Rough. Well, you were fairly easy to kill. And the other one is gone. Emma? Where are you, Emma? I can usually see your writing through the walls. Where are you? Let's go and find you. Because you're just a green. I'm sure I can take you. I'm sure. There you are. Wow. Really easy, that particular one. Oh, there's a zombie. Right, let's get back inside. Let's just have a quick peek at what I picked up. Gem, some rotten flesh, and 2 bits of armour. Thorns and some actually quite nice trousers. They can go in there. I mean, it's getting ridiculous, isn't it? I've got too much of everything. Let's see, I got 1,000 of that. I have plenty of silicon. So I've got a fair amount of diamond on the go. That's just a ridiculous amount of inferium. That is also a ridiculous amount of too much. Look, we've maxed out. We have maxed out the thingy there. Right, let's have a look at what we can do about that then. It's functional drawers, isn't it? I need some form of upgrade. Multiplies the block item storage by 8, 16 or 24. Oh, actually one of me. That was 6 more diamonds. 7 more, sorry. So I think the copper one will do just fine. Because I've got tons of copper. We've got blocks of copper. We need any 2 chest drawers even, sorry, and another drawer. Except any functional storage drawer. And oh, it's storage chests. Yeah, 2 chests and a drawer. Don't know why I came out of that. So I need 3 chests, right? Oh no, actually no, I've got drawers sitting around. What I need is a chest, which once upon a time was just a drawer and wood above and below. Now it's all the way around. So how easy would that be to just 2 of these? 1, 2, boom, boom, boom. Oh, was that a quest completed? Basic storage, yes. I didn't even know that was a thing. What I'm going to get, it's going to be a wolf spawn egg. Okay. Didn't expect spawn eggs to be a thing on the quest rewards. That's interesting. This I assume we just click on. Yeah, there we go. Now we can accept more. Let's take those and these ones as well. Don't worry about you right now. That can just keep on ploughing along. Oops. I'll put you in there to keep going. Okay, that's a start, isn't it? Right, what am I going to do today? Now, apart from the fact I've got this freaking awesome sword, I do want my Silent Gear stuff back. Now, I'm never going to get that back, so I'm going to have to make a whole bunch of new stuff. I'm thinking about upgrading my jetpack from its copper variant, and I'm also thinking of upgrading my backpack as well. How easy are these things? Gold backpack. Oh, that's just an iron with gold around it. That's easy enough, and my backpack is empty right now, so let's do that one. Because even despite having an iron backpack, I still end up with no space. So let's do that and pick up the rewards for that as well. A little bit of gold. I want to get a random reward out of that as well. Let's see what it is. Pray for me. Another spawn egg. A fox one. Interesting. Did they change something that suddenly is just handing out spawn eggs everywhere? There we go, so a little bit more space. And I've got some upgrades that I can put in. Is there any upgrades that are worth it? Obviously I've already got the pickup upgrade, which obviously drives me crazy. I might have to switch it to the filter one, because at least then I can say only pick up the annoying stuff. We've got a filter, we've got a magnet. I've already got a magnet, haven't I? Did I have to take it off to put something else in its place? No, but I did have a charm that needed to go there. What was it? Charm of keeping, wasn't it? What happened to my charm of keeping? Oh well, I'm not going to fuss. I'm not going to fuss about. Yeah, upgrades, wasn't it? I was looking at upgrades. I got totally distracted then. Never mind. Feeds player with food. Compacting. Avoids items in the filter. Restocks backpack from simply clicking inventories. That might come in handy when my refined storage is way bigger and I can just dump everything into it. Keeps refilling stacks of selected items. Makes it possible to put backpacks into backpacks. Smelting tab, smoking, crafting table in an upgrade tab. That might be useful. Having a crafting table in the backpack. I'm guessing that's what that is. And I'm guessing there'll be a tab that will be like a crafting table kind of thing. Let's make that one then. Where's crafting? So for that, we may have just everything I already need. I just need these upgrade bases, which happen to be there. So I want one of them. I'm missing just the crafting table. I had a feeling I might have pretty much everything I already need. So that goes in there, which gives me a crafting table. Sweet, so now I can just craft on the go, should I ever need to. That one was definitely worth doing. Let's see, multiplies the number of stacks that can fit in a slot by 2. Maybe worth doing. That's a lot of iron though, isn't it? You have to go through them one by one. Automatic swaps players hand for the one effective tool. Okay, a bit lazy, but alright. Replaces part of the bank with fluid storage, energy storage, pumps fluids between tank upgrades, and obviously the upgrade base. I think for the moment I'm good. That's good enough. On the other hand, the other thing that's on my back, somehow I'm wearing a jetpack and a backpack. Let's not ask how that's a thing. What is the next level up from my copper backpack? I've got 250,000 at the moment. These are kind of out of order, aren't they? So bronze would be the next one, or iron. Can I do iron from a copper backpack? I can. Silver would be pretty good, which I can upgrade from the copper. I don't know if I've got enough silver for that. Electrum, gold, have just ridiculous amounts of power. Invar has a lot, wow. Okay, I didn't expect Invar to have that much. Steel I should be able to make. That should be fairly easy. Obviously diamonds don't have quite enough. Platinum, I see platinum around quite a lot, so I might look at platinum. But steel is definitely a good option. What else have I got that I can look at today? I don't think I need to do any of that stuff today. Storage, did I miss one? There it is. Oh, a little bit of XP. Why not? As I say, if you haven't seen me already do it, I did Silent Gear, the basics in a previous session. And then I was attacked by some form of witch, epic witch, who stole everything that was in my hand and all of my armour. Oh, sorry, in my main toolbar and all my armour. So I lost all of my Silent Gear tools and weapons. But you're probably thinking, why do I care? I've got that lot. And you're right, there's no need for me to make weapons when I've just got a ridiculous amount of these here. So for now I'm not going to bother. That's going to be for later. Let's see, what else do we have that we can look at today? So you'd have thought I'd have planned this ahead, wouldn't you? But sadly I didn't get a chance to do the planning this morning. Refined storage, I still want to upgrade. Should we get some auto-crafting going? That would be pretty awesome. You know, I've got the power for it. That's no issue. Am I really doing that? I've got the power for it. I might just get myself another 16k once I've taught it how. That's the sound of something killing something outside. Anyway, so let's look at refined storage. I've already got a few little bits and pieces which were all quest rewards. So I'm going to need a few more of these things. So when I'm done, I'm going to have 3 grids. Usually I have the crafting grid in the middle here, so I can use it as normal. Below it I would have the pattern grid, which is where you set up your auto crafting, and at the top will be the crafting monitor. So I'm going to need multiple grids, and I guess crafting monitor, is that also going to need a grid? No, that doesn't need a grid. Okay, well, can't do anything. There's no point in doing a crafting monitor if you can't craft, and you can't craft without the pattern grid. So first things first, pattern grid needs a grid, an advanced processor, which I've already got, and a pattern. Well, the pattern's easy enough. Boom, done. All I need now is a grid. And of course I'm missing a bunch of processors, so I need 2 golds. 1, 2, and I need 2 of the not gold ones. Common, is it? Basic. Close enough. You 2 can go there. You 2 can go there. I will need to Put that over there so I don't keep having to click on it. I'm guessing I've got the glass, I've got everything else, so I just need the yeah, just need these. Pattern grid, almost done. Pop that there. I need a glowstone, which I should have plenty of. And then I need a nether quartz. So that should be my grid made. There we go. Grid, and then the pattern grid like that. So now I can break this. Now that will cut off my crafting grid, but don't worry, as soon as I put my pattern grid in, geez, did I just totally smashed through the wall there. Got a bit. That was a bit too much, wasn't it? Right, there we go. So the pattern grid is connected. Looks exactly the same, really, to be honest. Look, it looks almost identical, except it has this extra little bit here, and these processing and exact options. Now I need the crafting monitor, which I shall also pop over there. In fact, I'll get rid of the grid, I don't need that now. So the crafting monitor needs 2 gold ones, which I can do and get them in there to cook. And it also needs some patterns, 2 of them, and the machine casing. Nice and easy, that one. So all I need, now you've got patterns already, you. Weird. Boom and boom. There's my crafting monitor. In fact, did that get me a quest? Or is that, oh, it's just an advancement. Check the status of your crafting. So that one just tells you what's going on. If you've got any blockages or anything like that, then now you know. I probably should be looking at what this wants me to do next, if anything, but crafting grid, fluid grid, auto crafting. You know what? I didn't ever pick up a pattern. So let's make the pattern, put it in my thingy, and that will unlock all of the crafting stuff. So from that I got some quartz enriched iron, which I'll never say no to, and a healthy amount of patterns. That's quite handy, because you are going to need to make a lot of them, let's face it. The pattern grid, so I should have done this first, shouldn't I? It allows you to imprint recipes onto patterns for your network. More quartz enriched iron, that's fine. Basically lets you set a recipe and teach the machine the recipe, so it will then be able to automatically craft, but all will become clear as you continue to watch. And the crafting monitor, again, like I say, just helps you see what it is that's what's being made. Oh, I've got some basic processes out of it. And next up is the magical mystical crafter. This is the thing that does all of the work. So I don't need you anymore. Crafter. Now, it looks like there are different types of crafters. I want the basic one to start off with. So I need, see where I said earlier, quite a few episodes ago, that I'm going to need lots of diamonds. Here's the reason why. You need lots of diamonds for this stuff. I need some more of you. Let's get 2 because I'm going to make a few of them. Also need you 2. That's fine, I can make them there, so let's pop you in there to cook. Obviously the thing with the stuff, I've got plenty of that. So what's missing? Just my thingies. So I need a construction core and a destruction core. And I didn't actually notice that I hadn't put those in the golden furnace. Luckily it's a golden furnace and it's bloody quick. So there's 1. Well, it could be quicker, but still, not going to complain. There's 2. And that is a crafter. Now one of the things that you can do, and it's one of the things I often do, is the first thing I teach a crafter is how to make a crafter. So it can just make itself and you can just bang out new ones all the time. I don't know if I'm going to do that this time, but I'll think about it. So get more patterns and some more basic processors. Again, I'm not going to complain at those. And the iron crafter, an upgraded crafter that holds more patterns and has increased crafting speed. There's that. You know what, that actually is not too bad. Do I have the iron for it is the big question. And there are lots of different versions of it too, isn't there? So I need 4 of you and 2 of the gold ones. It's not too bad, and to get you started that's going to be quite helpful actually. So maybe I will get that after all. I assume the others are pretty much the same. That one needs a chest as well, and the diamonds also needs the chest and the other little upgrades it needs. Oops. So that has to go back in, that has to go back in, and an iron crafter. So let's get some more patterns, and oh, that's pretty good. It's pretty much just some form of processor. In this case it was improved processors, so that's good. Yes, you can store fluid in here. I tend not to, but I may do in the future should it be needed. So I think that's all that I'm going to need for the moment. I need probably, actually no, I can craft that. Should be able to just dump this straight next to here. It goes live. Oh wow, that has a lot of things that I can chuck in there. Oh, look where I'm going would be helpful. So now I can start teaching it recipes. So for all that crafting, I have picked up 18 patterns. One of the things that is the very first thing I do, if I'm not teaching it to make itself, is how to make a pattern. So I can just churn out patterns like no tomorrow. So pattern, it looks like you're going to make it, but instead of picking up the pattern once it's in the thingy, you can then, as long as you've got patterns in here, you can get the create button. That takes one of the blank patterns and writes that recipe to this pattern disk. So as you can see, this pattern now has one pattern, and if you hold, I think it's shift, it shows you what it is that it's going to make with the inputs and outputs. Now what you can do is go downstairs Now there is another thing, I think it's the crafter manager or something, I can't remember now, where you can put stuff in here remotely. You haven't got to run all the way down here every time. All you got to do is put that pattern into your crafter, and now if I ever need a pattern, when I come back up to the crafting grid, instead of having to click over here and do it that way, I can just click on the pattern thing here. It says craft there. Click on that, you say how many you want, you click go, and it'll either say this is what it's going to use, or in this case I don't have enough glass, so it's telling me I'm missing 24. So in that case I need more glass. But normally, yeah, you would just click go and off it would go, and it would really quickly bang out you know, a whole bunch of whatever it is you asked for. So there are other things that you need to think about. It cannot process items. So if you, for example, if I was going to make a pattern, as well as you can see, and I don't have enough glass, it won't just, you know, it won't see that you've got sand in there and make you glass. You would then have to tell it the recipe on how to make glass, and it will then make it. So it can sort of stack recipes on recipes, but it's also not that simple, because you can't just put the recipe for glass, as in sand to glass, in here, because it needs some form of furnace. It needs something like this. So you have to make another crafter that's attached to some form of furnace, and that will be sort of separate, and it will automatically cook and take out. We'll get there. I'm not very good at explaining this kind of things, but you'll see. In fact, you know what, because I've already got in here, don't I have a redstone furnace somewhere? I should have a redstone furnace lying around, because I had a pulverizer and a redstone furnace over here, didn't I? So I'm guessing that's going to sat around in here. There it is. So what I could do with is a crafter especially for that. So let's make everything that's needed. I need one of those. I need one of those. I need 2 of you. You can go in there. I need to do something about this sand again. That's you two done. Is that it? Gosh, that was easy. Now, so the crafter will, once it's put up against any machine, like a redstone furnace in this case, it will inject the items in that are needed, and it will wait for an output. But the crafter won't wait for the output. The system will. So you need to then extract whatever it is out of the redstone furnace back into the system itself. So in this case, if we go back to this quest book, we've got these importers and exporters and that sort of stuff. So the importer is used to pull items from a connected block, in this case redstone furnace. So that's something that I need to make. So that is also these things. So let's get that into here. Importer needs a destruction core and an improved processor. Now I'm also going to need things like flux ducts, because I need to get power to the redstone furnace. I'll take a couple more just for good measure. importer, click, and finally, of course, cable. Right, let's go downstairs and get this set up. Oh, you know what? Let me get the recipe for it as well. So, seeing as I had glass issues, let's do a sand recipe. So again, back here on my pattern grid, this time because I'm going to be processing things, I need to click the processing button. And in this particular case, it will be 1 sand, and that's 11 sand. That's 1 sand becomes, there it is, there's my glass, will become 1 glass. There. So let's get that in here. Now, where am I going to put this? Now, it needs power, and my power comes in this side, so perhaps I'll put them along this wall, so the non-processing crafting can go this side, and then the processing crafting can go this side. Makes total sense to me, but again, you'll see what I mean once it's in. So, power will go underneath. We need to have a crafter, so we'll put the furnace first. So there's the crafter. Luckily, it's pointing the right way. This side needs to be pointing the machine. So we'll put the furnace up against it there. So that will inject into the back of the furnace. We need to make sure that the back is set to accept. In here we put our, see, look, it's already registered that this is the redstone furnace crafter. I could say redstone furnace. So I put my pattern in there. So now it knows to input 1 sand and it will output 1 glass. The top of the machine is going to be the output. There we go. And that is where you put your importer. And that just needs connecting to the system. Remember, it's refined storage. It can be connected to anywhere. So as long as it's another refined storage block that's connected to the controller, it will work fine. Oh, hello. Madame Gendavasto the Feeble. Terrible name for an epic person, but you may notice that's not going to work because, unlike this one, it's all lit up. This one is not, it's black. So you just need to put there. On top there. There we go. So that's now got its own power and everything from the system. So if I go back upstairs, I don't know if I'm going to be able to run to do all this and show you exactly how it works. So if I take all the glass out of here, and I put my sand in, now as you can see, because I've got no glass in there, I got the option to craft the glass. Let's just say I want 10. Click start. It says to craft 10, sand available 10. So you click go, and you run like hell downstairs to see if you can see it in action. And yes, we can. So there you go. It's put the 10 sand in. The glass is coming out through the importer, going back into the system. And what we should see on here, we should see that this is slowly counting down because it's registering that that glass is going back in. So it's saying it's still got 5 sand to go to make the 5 glass, and that's slowly ticking down as each one goes. Once the last one's done, those will disappear and it will consider the craft complete. Right, you, come on, over to the killing hole. How much? 84? Ow. You hurt yourself there, didn't you?